Hi Doug, thank you for sending your swings to me to take a look at. I'll go through what I see and give you a couple of drills and a few ideas on how to make it a little bit better. So on the left hand side you've got a down the line view, and I just drew this line down here, the red one near your toe line, just to show the camera's just a little bit off, so we've got to take that into account when looking at where the club moves. So from this position, setup's pretty good there. A little bit bent over, but that's fine. As you come back, what I see is it just gets a little bit on the inside here. So if you see this red line down near your toe line, you see how the club shaft's going this way. I'd like to see it more down the toe line, the same kind of angle this way. So a little bit more out, and I'll show you a drill to try and work on that. So from there, get up to the top, looks pretty good at the top. And on the way down, you get pretty good here with the upper body. And a big part of it is this left hip that I want to show you from face on in a second. But then from here, instead of keep turning, you kind of drop the club a little bit like down this way. And then the left shoulder pops up, and then everything's coming slightly from in to out this way, a little bit too much. It's kind of a late drop. See how it's coming now under with a slightly open club face. So from that position, then from the inside, if you don't close a club face, the ball's going to go in the direction of the green arrow over here somewhere. But then you can get it back to square, but you're going to have to really roll the arms and the wrists and flip it, and then you can see here like where the club face is kind of down this way. So from the face-on view, setup's good. But the big thing for me is this left hip on the backswing raise, kind of lifting up. Kind of goes in this direction from the start. So from here, and that moves your head up. If you see where your head is at the start here, it's under the red line in that sort of three-sided box. But this left hip's going up, 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 and trying to almost stay level. I know Kelvin used to teach that, but I don't really agree with that. The left hip has to come down, just because when you set up, you're at an angle. The hip should be at an angle here, so this should be turning on that angle. I don't know if you saw that on mine. I was drawing this red arrow this way on the left hand side. So you've got an angle there in your belt just because you bent over, so they should turn on that angle, so the right hip would go up and the left hip will go down. So if you look from here, this right hip will go this way, and your left hip from the other side would then come down this way. So from the face-on view, this left hip should be coming down over here. And a way to do that, to get the feel for that, is to put an alignment sticker through your belt loops, or even just hold it with, say, your left hand if you're not swinging a club, or just hold it with your hands across your hips. And then just feel like that's pointing down. This left knee will feel like it's coming in either straight this way towards, straight out, or maybe even just towards the ball a little bit. So if you pop the left hip up, it sometimes comes a little bit too far in that way. So it came in just a little bit too much for me. Going that way a little bit too much. Let me clear some arrows off. So there we go. So yeah, so at the top of the swing there, you can see how your head's now moved above the line. And that's, to me, is just because of this left hip. Now the left hip is up, it's very hard for you to get it then back down. And to get it down and get the left hip flexion, if it's already down, you can kind of keep it down instead of going up and then trying to get back down. So here you're doing a pretty good job, but it just kind of stays up there, level, and then starts to try and come up a little bit. And then that's going to block you off. And that's why from this position you start going on a little bit under. So if I show you from this angle, oops, sorry. So then from here, your left hip's kind of going to start blocking you. and then you drop it on the inside, and then flip it with your hands, and then on the right hand side, your hands start releasing. Get back to the ball pretty good, but you can see the motion that is happening now. It's got this angle just a little bit too much, but you've had to do that because if you didn't do that, the club face would be open and you'd hit it to the right, because you've blocked out the path's going right, and so then you've got to release it. If your left hip was going down and left behind you, back behind you, which you can do a lot easier if in the backswing the left hip is down, you can keep it down as you come down into impact. So basically left hip movement, and that should help to get the path a little bit more left. So if I get rid of some of these, I'll show you a couple of drills. Like I say, the best drill is really for that movement is to put an alignment rod, alignment stick through your belt loops like this, and then when you get to the top of the backswing, make sure it's really pointing down this way when you get it. So you can, let it go down. You may feel like you're not really moving into your right side as much in the backswing, but that's fine. And then just another, let's see where it is. This could be a good one. For the backswing, I've got an alignment stick here on the floor, and then at the same angle where the heel would be, so just inside, I've got then this alignment stick too. Just can't quite see it because it's out of camera. But what this will do is it will stop you from going too far inside in the backswing. So you get it on line, and then on the downswing, you'll be able to swing over the top of that this way, and then that'll get your club path getting a more straighter. So that would be a good one for you. Another way to do this same drill is you can also say this would go here, and then you got this alignment stick here. Then you can also have another one on the outside. So now you can really feel how when swinging, you have to go out to in. But what I don't want you to really do on the downswing, if you look on the left, because where you're at here, this is good. The angle of your shaft is great. So all you got to do is to get these arms a little bit more, hands a little bit more out this way, and turn this left hip back around you this way a little bit more. But don't push the hands out this way and then start moving the club this way as well. Just where you are now is fine. You don't have to shallow it either, you don't have to go any more this way. Just wherever you are. So this one on the right is also a good drill, or another one just for, where is it? Here it is. To do for you is to put a head cover down like this, and you can put one to the right, and you can also put one, say, on this side. And now you know that your path has to be more to the left instead of straight. So that'll just help. And when your path's going left, you won't want to release it with your hands and flip it and roll it, which would be a good thing. And then you can make these less and less as the path, because it'll feel quite a lot like you're swinging left to start with. But then once it gets, you don't want to get that too much, it'll take a bit of time before you got too far with that. But then just get it a little bit, give yourself a little bit more room so you can actually swing it a little bit straighter down the target line here. So those are good drills for you to do, because like I say, I want to see the left hip. Get you back on. So yeah, the left hip is the big one, especially in the backswing, because that's really putting you out of position. It's hard to get back. Just be careful with that takeaway, not getting too far inside. The club head seems to be outside, but seems fine. But then on the swing, Go, get that left hip down, and then keep it down in the downswing. And it should be a little bit easier to get it going around, sort of this way, and behind you with that left hip. And that should help to bring these hands out as well. And once you get the alignment stick in there as well behind you, say in this position, that'll really help you feel like you're not really hitting a slice, but a little bit more from out to in, and then you can hold off the release. So hope that helps, and if you've got any questions, just let me know and I'll answer them the best I can. Thanks a lot.